Hello, UAE job seekers. I thought that I would give you a bit of an update from my perspective as to what's happening in the market. A lot of my personal branding clients are getting a little bit frustrated in terms of why things are taking so long to come to fruition. They've been offered interviews, but it was, a long time in the process to be able to get from the date that they applied right through to the closing date of a contract coming through. Additionally, I'm getting messages on my LinkedIn to say, I can't land or I can't receive callbacks. What else can I be doing? Lots of emails about the same questions as well. So there's lots of things that are happening in the market at the moment, and I'm sure that there are many people that are frustrated out there. So let's just go through what's actually happening. So first of all, it's not that there is a lack of opportunities because so data is saying that there has been over 500,000 jobs across the GCC region that have been published or open from the start of this year. Now that is quite a lot, and does coincide though that again data is showing that there is an increase in GDP, which from now until 2030 is to be forecasted at around about 4.5% increase. So there's not an issue with the supply of jobs. However, in saying that, there are a number of candidates, like literally hundreds, if not thousands of people applying for the one role. Now that is absurd, guys. So where possible, and I've always been saying this, you can use LinkedIn as a filter to be finding the jobs itself, finding the companies and the stakeholders associated with those positions. But where possible, try to get off the platform to be communicating with them. Because as you can imagine, if you've got hundreds or thousands of people applying for the position on LinkedIn, it also means that their recruiters or hiring managers, the point of contact, inbox or in mailbox is also going to be flooded with requests. What I also recommend, guys, is have a look at the big organizations that are hiring. And you only have to go to the career portals, again, LinkedIn, to find out what or which companies are actually hiring, the likes of Majid Al Futtaim. You've got Emirates Group, you have got Al Shahub Group, lots of entities that are hiring on top of the non-local companies as well. Big sectors like real estate as well, Emaar Properties, Dubai Holding. I've just recently seen this morning 3 jobs that are advertised within Dubai Holding. And then, of course, the cybersecurity slash AI or innovation within the tech space. So lots of opportunities. They don't necessarily have to be advertised though. So just remember that your network is absolutely important to be able to understand what the roles are out there. What is the scope of the role? What is the salary brackets? Who and how can you get conversations from your network? So I really, really want to emphasize the fact that there are jobs out there. You're probably just not hearing back because you've been filtered or that you don't have someone pushing your CV to the right stakeholder. So what can you be doing? Have a look at the skills. What is required of that job description and doing a bit of a skill or a gap analysis in terms of why you're not fitting the bill and how can you be enhancing that JD above and beyond of what's been asking. And then you can be pitching yourself using a bit of an ROI on your salary. So yes, you need to apply for the job. That's, tick the box, you've got to do it. But what can you be doing differently to be able to get noticed and creating perhaps a little bit of a business case, a bit of an ROI on my salary and what I can do for the company and pitching that alongside your CV to the stakeholders or physically trying to shake some hands and meet people and talking about these things with those decision makers. So skill gaps is really, really important because if you're not hearing back, you want to think why, what's the issue or what is it that I'm missing? And then what's not displaying correctly on my profile to be enabling these conversations to be happening. Email and WhatsApp are the best form of contact in the UAE. So again, reiterating the fact, LinkedIn is great to find the jobs, great to find the stakeholders, but to be getting communication reciprocally, then an email or WhatsApp. So where possible, try and source those contacts. Now, there are lots of platforms out there that will be able to help you get this sort of data. Try to encourage, I guess, be a little bit more ethical. Not that I don't agree with these data scrapping tools, but where it's best is where a friend passed on the number or an associate, a former colleague, an alumni passed on your number. Do you mind quickly chatting about this role? And so going that extra little mile to get off LinkedIn will certainly do you wonders. And following up, guys, I cannot stress the importance enough of frequent, polite follow-ups, because yes, you may have got some replies. They're warm leads. If you nurture those, following up 7-10 days for 3 or 4 follow-ups, you're most likely to be remembered when that role is hired again, or the pause or the recruitment freeze has come unstuck, because that hiring manager, etc., has remembered you. So just because you've applied, you've sent one follow-up and then you've been ghosted, which unfortunately is very common, don't hold that against them. It's not personal. They're probably inundated with multiple roles. The roles may be on hold. The recruitment teams have got other things to be prioritizing. It's not you personally. So follow up, follow up, follow up. 7 to 10 days, 3-4 follow-ups. And don't forget the different channels. So you can follow up on email. Don't get a reply. You then drop them a LinkedIn message to say that you dropped them an email. You understand they might be busy. Just casually following up on LinkedIn. Then go back to the email 10 days later and send another follow-up there. So it's not like your normal home environment where, maybe, for example, in Australia, where I'm from, 2 or 3 follow-ups would be a little bit absurd. If you don't do that in the GCC region, you're going to probably be missing out. Roles go on hold all the time, right up into the phase where you get flown over for the final interview with the CEO, and then all of a sudden you hear nothing back. Unfortunately, it's the way the cookie crumbles. It is common. Right, okay, so LinkedIn, we've covered skills gap analysis, creating a business case about you and what's your ROI on your salary. So if you were to pitch that idea, send it along with your CV, and then sending follow-ups. That's what we've covered. If you'd like anything more in depth, please feel free to drop me a message. I'm here to help you. If you'd like any support with your personal branding, getting recognized on the digital space, and of course, applying with a tailored cover letter and a CV, then feel free to drop me a message. I will put my email in the comments below.